Hello and welcome. My name is Dr. Alison DeBardo-Goggin, and today we are going to go through the masterclass or basic introduction for my new program called Healing Through the Heart. And I'm so excited to bring you this program because I've been working on it for a few months. All the content is done and ready for you. And it's essentially a compilation of everything that I have been working on myself personally, as well as my patients, because we know that stress and emotions can impact our health. And what we find is when we're working with patients for a long time, that a lot of situations, work, life, relationships comes up and impacts their healing, how willing they are to do the work, and what needs to change. A lot of blocks and beliefs come up. And so this program is designed to help you figure out which situations you need to work on, which patterns, which sabotages, so that way you can break through the other side. And I'm sure that you know that our emotions have a major part in our health. They can either help us with our illness in a positive way or contribute to our illness in a negative way. Most of my patients, I would say, check on their health history forms that stress negatively impacts them. It makes their symptoms worse, and they need to figure out a way to deal with that, because you can take all the supplements in the world, but again, if you're sitting in the same place, you're doing the same things, you're in the same stress, your IBS, your fibromyalgia, your autoimmune conditions, your chronic headaches, all those things that you're dealing with that aren't changing aren't going to change, because your mental state is going to directly affect your physical state. So when I was writing this program, my focus was finding points of stress in your life and empowering you with the tools to move forward. So that way, when you do get stuck in a situation or those same stresses come back up, because they're going to, you can move through that stress instead of holding it in your body or spiraling down into panic and fear. And I know that there's the emotional side of it, which can lead to the physical side of it, because stress spelled backwards is desserts, right? So we do have this lifestyle pattern of stress, probably binging or restricting, and then taking it out on other people, that we really need to address in order to make a program work and help you move through a program with an entire lifestyle component, instead of just saying, here's your supplements, here's your meal plan, here's how you exercise, good luck, you'll be fine. It is more of an integrative process. And what does healing through the heart mean? So, why did I name it this program? It's really about taking a deep dive into the mindset of heart and soul centered care. It's designed to accelerate your healing by overcoming blocks, beliefs, and really the drama that holds you back from taking care of yourself. And the other side of this for me as well is that I really wanted people to stop focusing on superficial numbers, like how much do I weigh, what size dress do I fit in, and really start to look at how is their body functioning, how are they doing on a day to day, how's your digestive system doing, what symptoms are you experiencing, and how can we support your body through that, instead of just judging your health or your wellness or your worth based off of your weight or your size or what you look like. um, so let's dive in. So we're going to go through a couple factors um, that hold people back from healing. And in the course, we have over 24 videos and content and audio. So it's all combined into one for you. So I wanted to give you the three biggest ones that I find when I'm working with people. And I guess number one would be, people just don't trust themselves. They don't trust their heart. I think this comes through the biggest place. They don't know what to eat. They don't know how to exercise. They're all over the board. Honestly, sometimes they don't trust me. They don't trust their doctors. They're calling 15 different people and getting a huge conflicting wealth of information because nobody knows them. They're just saying superficial answers, like looking in a book and going, oh, well, you have acne or hair loss. Well, we'll just pull out a protocol and say, do this, this, and this. And then they're doing 18 different protocols, but only a little bit of each protocol and not making any progress because that protocol either isn't right for them, they're only doing it for a couple days. I've heard people tell me, well, I went gluten free for one day and it didn't do anything. Like, well, remember we said we had to do it for 2 weeks. So they just find that They're jumping around a lot. They're looking for answers anywhere and everywhere. They don't know who to trust because they don't listen to themselves. They don't listen to their bodies, and they're not giving themselves enough time. So my first thing that I would say is give yourself time and be patient. Don't jump from doctor to chiropractor to acupuncturist to nutritionist to your Facebook group. Like, be patient. Pick someone that you feel in your heart and your gut is right for you to help you walk through this process, who knows what they're doing, who can take a look at your whole health history, your blood work, order more testing. There is also nothing that's going to speed up your weight loss necessarily. There's no pill or patch. I see all this time I'm working out and I'm exercising, and this tea or this coffee or this pill will really make you lose weight faster. And that's just not the key, because you haven't even addressed why have you gained the weight? What's going on with your body? Is it really a weight issue, or are you just concerned about your size and ignoring the bigger picture? Like, maybe it's thyroid, maybe it's adrenals, maybe your gut health is so off that you're not digesting. So really look at that big picture. And the general rule is, for every year that you've been struggling with an issue, it takes about 1 month to start healing that process. So for me, like when I started working seriously on my adrenal fatigue, my functional medicine doctor was like, well, how long has this been going on? I'm like, well, since I was 16. She's like, okay, so give yourself a year, be consistent. Like, we have a long time that we have to work on these things. And I know it's really frustrating when you hear that, when you have a chronic condition, when you don't feel good, to say, well, you got a year ahead of you, or 2 years, or just even 3 months can seem like a really long time. And I know that for when you're working on hormones and you're going through period after period, that's just not feeling better. But you have to remember, you didn't get here overnight. You're not going to be healed overnight necessarily. We have to do the every single day work, the right protocols, and figure out what's going on with you. So, and it really does come down to learning to trust yourself, learning to understand your physiology, how your body reacts, and what that requires is you being present in your body. So when you're eating food, to be present, to not be watching this video, to not be scrolling through on social media, to not be reading a book, to actually sit down and breathe, taste your food, chew your food. I know it's a wild concept, but we're so used to just like eating as fast as we can, or mindlessly while watching TV, and it's not giving yourself the tools that you need to understand. So if you are struggling with weight, if you're struggling with chronic illnesses, if you're struggling with autoimmune and nothing's working, I implore you to slow down and be present in your body, because tasting your food and being present in your body is going to give you so many more signs. Like, all right, I sat down and had my favorite meal. Say your favorite meal's pasta and meatballs, but you didn't realize that as soon as you put that pasta in your mouth, your like eyes watered up and your nose started running, and you're having a histamine reaction right away. And you're like, oh, that's normal. Oh, maybe it's just allergies. But really, it's a food sensitivity that you really never paid attention to because you're so mindlessly eating. The other thing is, maybe 15 minutes or 30 minutes after you eat, you're like, oh, my stomach hurts, or wow, my gut's really flared up, or where did this headache come from? Or every day I get a headache at 3. I don't understand why, but at 2:30 you're eating lunch and you're eating a bunch of things that are inflaming your body and making you feel worse. So when you slow down and become present in your body with food, the same goes with exercise, the same goes with sleep, with your relationships, with your work, you're going to find symptoms, you're going to find patterns, and you're going to be able to track and see these things. So that way you can start to trust yourself and go, you know what, I don't think I feel good eating this. And you're not crazy. Like, you actually understand why it's happening. And when it comes to emotions, that stress part and trusting yourself, it's really important that you do become present in your body, because you're going to feel where that lives inside of you. So you're going to feel it in your gut. You're going to feel it in your shoulder. You're going to feel it, your throat close up. And you're going to know, wow, this is a really significant stress reaction. And I need to understand what's going on in my body. Why do I feel this way? And learn how to move it through, because moving it through allows your body to heal. It allows you to feel better faster. And it allows you to not just ignore the symptoms and say, well, yeah, it's totally normal that my gut hurts 24/7 when it's actually not, right? We shouldn't be living in pain or with IBS or not being able to leave the house because you're scared that you're going to have a bowel reaction. Like, we can live in our body and move these things through so you can live your life. Okay. So, the second biggest thing that I see in my patients that holds them back is work stress. And this is a difficult one because it's not often that we can say, well, just quit your job, right? This is killing you. Your stress is killing you. You're working 70 hours a week, or your boss is so horrible to you and it's just killing you. But if you're stuck in that job, then what do you do? Um, I really focus in on the program about creativity, finding your passion, because when you go home, and I know for me, I would be super stressed out and was all I can think about. I'd be up till 2 o'clock in the morning thinking about my job or my boss or replaying things in my head. And then you got to be up at 6 to go to work the next day. So you're not sleeping, you're not resting, you're not digesting, you're not healing, and you can't just up and quit your job. So work stress is the number one killer of my patients. So I would really recommend to start to focus on compartmentalizing. So I always talk about, there's a book called Men Are Like Waffles and Women Are Like Spaghetti, because men can compartmentalize their brain. So they have a box for everything, most men that I talk to. So they're like, okay, I don't feel good, whatever, what game is on TV? And where women, their brains are like spaghetti, where every thought is attached to a memory, attached to another thing. It's just literally a big pile of spaghetti. So it's really hard for women to come home from work, get out of the work box, and be like, okay, like it's done, it's over. I'm not going to think about it. What else am I going to do? But I do think that it would be so helpful. So the first thing I would say is when you get home to figure out a routine for you that allows you to release the stress, whether it's on the way home listening to your favorite music, screaming or yelling. I wouldn't suggest calling somebody if you're going to be doing that, but maybe listening to something that's motivational. And then when you get home, having a plan of, okay, here's how I release my day. I make myself some tea, I do some yoga, I journal everything down because that way I get my stress out and I don't forget what he said to me or she said to me. So we have a place where we can release that thing. You scan your body and say, okay, where am I feeling tight? Where am I feeling tense? Okay, my knee really hurts from sitting all day. Wow, my low back is also killing me from all that stress. My head's starting to hurt a little bit. And maybe you can figure out a way to release that energy. So you can stretch, do some yoga, massage yourself a little bit, use oils, go for a walk, maybe just do 5 minutes of some HIIT exercise to shake things, literally shake things off. Take a shower, wash the day off of you, and then be like, okay, after this, tell yourself, have the intention, I am free and clear of my workday, and now I can live my life. What am I passionate about? And then scheduling those things in, like social time, hanging out with your neighbors, reading a book, um, volunteering. What can you do that is supportive for you, that you enjoy, that's a project outside of yourself? And this really does come down to your passion, your creativity. It doesn't have to be a side hustle, but that's kind of like what everybody likes to do. They like go to their job and they come home and they have a second job because it's their passion, it's what they love, and it's exciting. That's awesome too. So if you just have to figure out how to compartmentalize and release the day, because when you're constantly putting yourself back in the fire and you're constantly putting yourself in a situation that makes you sick, you're always going to be chasing. You're never going to feel better, honestly, because you can't stop hurting yourself. So if you put your hand in a fire and then you pulled it out and your hands burn and you get it taken care of and cleaned up and bandaged, are you going to go back the next day and put your hand right back in the fire? No. But that's kind of like how work stress is for a lot of people. So figuring out what's going to heal you fastest when you get home, create your own passion in your life, and give you that chance to bring your stress down, bring you back into your body, allow your body some space, your mind, your heart to heal, develop love and passions outside of your work is really important too. Okay. The final piece that I want to talk about today is accepting the way things are to change them. And this is really difficult because we really get ourselves into a place of denial and unacceptance and anger. And I'll give you my personal story. So I have ulcerative colitis, and can be on some days extremely difficult to deal with. It's a classic like autoimmune condition, like where I feel like I finally figured out what it was, like how to fix it, and then it relapses and remitting, and then I'm in this vicious cycle. And stress is definitely the most significant factor in how I'm feeling, and it does set me really, really far back sometimes. And I know it triggers me, which makes me really upset. Coffee, wine, stress, certain people in my life. And so I feel really angry and like I'm missing out and I can't do all the things that I want to do because of this. So I miss coffee. I still drink too much of it, and it's really hard. Like, it's not fair. Everybody else gets to do this, and I feel like when we have a chronic condition, even anxiety, like everybody else gets to leave the house. Everybody else can have friendships. Everybody else can do this, or or if you have diabetes, and like everybody else can eat a whole freaking cake, and I can't, and it's just not fair. I'm so angry when we deny our illness and we deny our bodies and we deny the truth of what's going on in our life. We never give ourselves the space to actually enjoy life and the things that we can do. And we might be missing out, but that's just a thing in our head, because honestly, coffee will always be there, cake will always be there, and our health is so much bigger than that one piece of cake. And it doesn't seem like it in that moment, right? But again, this comes back to trusting yourself and being in your body, being really present with your emotions and how you're feeling, that you can have a little bit of something and still really enjoy the heck out of it. So that's what I learned when I did my 5-day fast, is that, I had a program, and that dehydrated whole food vegetable soup was like amazing because it was what I was eating and I was super present with it and I really enjoyed it. So when you really feel into being present with your food and your exercises and you're not worried about anything else or what anybody else is doing, that's when the real healing begins, because you can accept it, you can work with it, you can figure out a program that's going to work for you. And honestly, the people who eat whatever they want and do whatever they want and drink whatever they want aren't always feeling their best. I'll tell you that right now. And we say, well, if she just does that, they just do that. They probably don't feel good, but they're telling themselves, oh, my acid reflux is just normal. It's totally normal for me to throw up in my mouth. Oh, IBS, everybody has it. I'm just living with it. Oh, it's fine that, that I'm falling apart. It's okay. So really, it's not. So trust me when I say that you're not alone. People who are binging and eating kind of crazy all the time aren't feeling their best either. So don't feel like everybody's getting away with something that you're not. I'm here to tell you that they're not. I work with enough people to know that. But it does come down to loving your body the way it is, so that way you can care for yourself in the way that you need to, and really be present and enjoy what you have and not feel like you're missing out, because you're not. You're not missing out on anything that's not always going to be there. So this gets you to focus in, of course, on being present, but also your relationships, your family, your work. Are you passionate? It opens up a lot of questions that might be scary for you. So that's about, though. Like, are you living the life that you want to be living? What's holding you back? And how can you feel good in your body, confident right now, and feel your best? Okay, so here are the details on the program. It's about a 30-day course. There's a little between about 24 and 30 sessions for you. You can go through on your own schedule because everything's already up and ready for you. So that way, if you want to do one a week or one a day or whatever you can, so you get access to that, so you can keep coming back when you need extra support. When you do the work, and the exercises and you go through each session, you're going to start recognizing those patterns of what's keeping you sick so you can start to feel better. And like I shared with autoimmune diseases like mine, like your is permanent, but that doesn't mean you can't feel better and really stop it in its tracks. And this is what this is about with chronic fatigue, autoimmune, long-term gut health issues, long-term mood issues, that we can really cut off that internal drama and just focus on being present and happy now and creating that. And then when we're not in that mode, we can know how to shift it so we feel better faster. The class is regularly $97, but for the month of March, it's going to be $47. So make sure you jump on now. It is free for all of my new patients in March, and it's also free for my long-term wellness patients who are doing that Foundations monthly membership, because they get all of my programs for free while they're in the membership program, which is amazing because you can have that ongoing support with me, but you're also getting extra content that helps you work through all these processes. And I just love our practice members because they're really doing the work on the emotional, spiritual, and physical side. So they're seeing the changes faster, easier, and they know what to do and how to do it. I love it. We're doing so good. The best part about this is that you have the option to upgrade to my big program, which is called Awaken Your Soul Medicine. It is a blend of everything functional medicine, soul medicine, a lot of shamanic practitioner work. So that is really hardcore. One-to-one. It's 3 months. You get a $500 discount off that program. So let me know if you have questions. You could shoot me a message on Facebook. I'm at Little Black Bag Medicine. You can comment right here if you want to. And thank you so much for joining me today for this little intro class. I'm so proud of you for taking that first step, or the millionth step, and restarting and just re-energizing yourself to say, okay, something needs to change. I don't know what it is, or you know what it is, and you just need the support and motivation and tools to move forward. And I think this program can do that for you. So thank you for being here. I'm so excited for you to be part of the program, and I hope to see you either as a patient, one of our programs, or in the Awaken Your Soul Medicine, so we can really work closely together so you're not feeling like you're all alone and you need support. And that way we're going to work through it together. So enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll chat soon.